Today I want to teach you that readers don't just read straight through. Readers pause as they read, lingering at certain passages. Usually we linger at the extra dramatic or surprising moments. The reader may feel a sense that what is happening now is connected to other parts of the story or could be tremendously important to character development. We slow down to figure out what might happen next or how things are connected. Let's use Rose Blanche as the mentor text to show you what I mean. Though the whole book is memorable, there's a very specific scene in the story that sticks out in my mind. The author spends 3 pages on this scene, which in a picture book makes it seem very important to the story overall. Here's the scene I was talking about. See if it's the one that you expected to be stuck in my mind. The trucks are fun to watch. We stand in the doorway as they pass. We don't know where they're going, but we think they're going someplace on the other side of the river. One day, one of them stopped so the soldiers could repair the engine. A little boy jumped from the back of the truck and tried to run away, but the mayor was standing there in the middle of the street. He grabbed the little boy by the collar and brought him back to the truck. Then he smiled at the soldiers without speaking, and they thanked him. The sky was gray. The soldiers climbed back into the truck. Doors banged shut and it pulled away. It happened very fast. Now I wonder, so why does this part stick out to me? Why does it seem to me like the author has bolded this part of the story even though the text looks the same as every place else in the book? The first reason it seems to me that this part was bolded is because the author has spent multiple pages describing in great detail the event. Also, in these 3 pages we gather a lot of information through the words and the pictures that we didn't know prior to this series of pages. Okay, so I found a part that looked bolded by the author. What do I do about it? We can linger at those parts. Linger means spend extra time. Don't just rush through them and say, wow, that seemed to be really interesting, or wow, the author probably wanted me to learn something there. But really spend extra time rereading and thinking, what is it about this part that makes it so important? When we have some thinking, we can jot about the parts, leave post-it notes in the book about what we came up with for why the author bolded this part, or what we think the importance is going to be in the whole of the story. We can reread these parts with our club. When you get together in your book club, it might be helpful to go to a part that you believe has been bolded by the author and reread it with your club, gathering their thoughts on the same part. We can compare our thinking with the people in our club, understanding that our thinking about the bolded part and our club's thinking might be different. We can remember our mini lesson from yesterday on just because somebody's thinking is different doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, as long as we can all back it up with evidence. We can connect these bolded parts to other parts of the book. Think about, how does this fit into the story as a whole? In Rose Blanche, it was incredibly important that she saw this event happen because it led her to the concentration camp in the woods, which was the remainder of the story. Had she not seen the boy in the car, she may never have followed the soldiers out into the woods and seen what was going on. Finally, these are the parts of our book that we're going to bring up again and again. They're the things that later on in the book we continue going back to figure out how they fit or to remind ourselves about the important details that we learned early on.